After a 2-month hiatus from camping, we decided to take a little break and get away for the weekend to Huntsville State Park. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump from our house, and we thought this would be a great way to ease back into camping before the summer months get super hot around here in Texas. We've spent the last couple of months, instead of camping, planning our road trip to Tennessee, which if you haven't seen that yet, go check out the last video before this. But we're just kicking back, taking it easy on this trip, cooking at the campsite, going out to eat. So come along and join us, and let's get this party started. As we set out on our quick weekend getaway, I think the pups had PTSD when we got in the truck and thought we were going on another 18-hour road trip to Gatlinburg. So they're going to be real relieved to find out that we're only driving about an hour away from our house. 2 months since our last camping trip. A hot mess, Waldo. Hazel, you gotta give Mama a minute to pack the stuff in the refrigerator, okay? 5 different kinds of cheese. Do you think we brought enough for a 2-day trip? These pups remind me of my children when they were younger and they were trying to stall to not go to bed. They all of a sudden became super thirsty. And that's what my pups do. Right before a road trip, everybody's got to get something to drink. And of course, it's raining. Once the pups got to go on the camper and realized that we're actually going somewhere close to home, they finally settled down. Huntsville State Park is one of our favorite state parks. We've been there several times over the years, but I think it was before we started documenting our adventures. And that's kind of the reason we started this YouTube channel, so we can record our adventures and go back and reference them if we're trying to book a place and we forgot whether or not we've been there before. This park is just 1 hour north of Houston. Great place for a weekend getaway. The first thing I need to do when we arrive is set up the bed for the pups. There you go. Oh, much cooler. So for now, we have no neighbors to one side of us. We've got a view of the water through the trees. And a couple of really big tree stumps. I'm guessing a pretty tall tree once stood here. The grass is a little bit high. I've always wanted to hike the AT, the Appalachian Trail. In fact, I'm wearing my shirt right now. And it was really cool because I just saw a thru hiker going by for the Lone Star Trail, which is nearby. After we get all set up at camp, it's time to just chill out and relax. We don't usually do anything on the first day that we arrive, except just hang out. For dinner tonight, we're going to keep it pretty simple. We have some freeze-dried tomato soup that we made, some leftover Brazilian Parmesan bites. We have some fresh garlic bread that has nice big pieces of garlic in it, so we're going to make ourselves a grilled cheese sandwich too. Does that sound good to my babies? We're going to use the middle pieces in the loaf because the end pieces are so tiny. I know this is a carb overload meal, but go easy on us. We've been trying to eat a whole lot better at home, but I was just thinking some grilled cheese sandwiches with some tomato soup sounded really good for dinner tonight. Next, we're going to heat up the Brazilian cheese bites. Okay, this is the soup that has the grilled cheese croutons, so we're going to be having quite a lot of grilled cheese here.
I tasted one of the croutons. That could pretty tasty.
And we made this back in August of 2023, so we highly suggest freeze dryers, am I right?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to dump half of the water because we don't want this to be too diluted. We can always add more water. Mate. Hazel, are you going to come out here with us? Of all the carbs, which one is your favorite to dunk in the tomato soup?
Grilled cheese with... Yeah, that's the best.
I love me some Brazilian bites. I think this might be my favorite. Oh yeah. Good stuff. That's good too. It's a tie.
It's
Tie
all good.
between the Brazilian bites and the grilled cheese. My boy Waldo, he is obsessed with bread too. Rain sure does like to follow us every time we go camping or on vacation. The next morning, we leisurely just woke up and hung out for a bit and decided to go into town and find some lunch. And, of course, we got to say hi to the good old Sam Houston statue. And, of course, it started raining again, but I'm not complaining. Downtown Huntsville is home to Sam Houston State University, so you will drive by some fraternity and sorority houses. There's also some courthouses because it's where the Texas State Prison System, including the Prison Museum and different attractions like the Houston Memorial Museum. There are so many things to do here in this area with lots of cool restaurants and shops. We are at the City Hall Cafe, and this looks like a fun, quirky place to eat. It says online that they're pet friendly. That's why you always need to check first. And they said they only allow service animals, but they said that as long as our dogs wouldn't bark, they would be okay with that. But I don't want to really draw any negative attention and people be like, well, why can they bring their dogs and we can't? So we're going to cruise over to the Farmhouse Cafe. This place does look cool, though. I do want to come back here. You know how those college towns always have the best restaurants and bars? So I definitely want to come back here. It's like an hour drive from our house. So we'll do this on another trip. The Farmhouse Cafe is super cute. It really reminds me of the Magnolia Market area in Waco, but a lot closer to home. This is a popular hangout for the Sam Houston University crowd, as well as other people that just want some good home cooking and a nice large selection of pies and cakes as far as the eye can see. Why are y'all shaking so hard? It's coming down, isn't it, guys? Hazel likes watching the rain like her mama. Apparently their rolls are legendary here, and they bring these complimentary as well as some broccoli cheddar cornbread. And this looks like maybe some kind of the strawberry jam. The fried green tomatoes and the broccoli cheddar cornbread were top tier. Chef's kiss. I got the charcoal chicken, which is kind of like a Hawaiian chicken with grilled pineapple, macaroni salad, and turnip greens. Okay, so my charcoal chicken is really good. If you ever went to Steak and Ale back before they closed them all, and you order the Hawaiian chicken, that was my favorite thing, and it's just like that. It's very well marinated, and then with the grilled pineapples, it's just taking me back to the 70s. And the 80s when I would go to Steak and Ale. The macaroni salad is pretty good. It's not as good as the one you make. The turnip greens, they're pretty good, but they're not as good as what I make. They don't seem to have any bacon or vinegar or any of the smoked seasonings that we use. But it's good. I'm going to eat it and enjoy it. Either the table is high or the chairs are low, but I feel like I'm shrinking. This is good.
Chicken fried steak. The small chicken fried steak.
That's a small, huh?
And cucumber salad.
Oh, here comes the thunder again. And then we ordered a hamburger patty for the pups.
It's for Waldo.
How's the fried green tomatoes?
It's really good. I was concerned I just got a butter knife for their steak, but this is so tender. Cuts with a butter knife perfectly. It is really, really good.
Those look like whipped velvet.
Yeah, they're homemade. Cornbread was really fantastic.
Yeah, I love the broccoli cheddar.
Really good. So overall, very good choice. I'd recommend this place. They
brought me my peanut butter pie to go, but I think before I leave, I'm going to try it and see if I want to order another piece. Peanut butter pie is fantastic. I am so glad that we ate the Farmhouse restaurant. I mean, I'm sure that other place is fun, but this had exactly what we were looking for with a covered patio that you could sit under even if it was raining. Because they are pet friendly, they were just so accommodating to our pups. They brought them water right away and just oohed and awed over them. But what'd you think about the food?
I like the food. I remember coming here years ago and having the chicken fried steak, and it's fork tender. You can cut it with a fork. It's really good. The mashed potatoes are great. Cornbread was awesome, but yeah, I'd give this one a A+ for sure.
After lunch, we decided to take it easy and go ahead and do a park tour. Once inside the park entrance, there is a nature center. It offers interactive exhibits on local flowers, park history, and frequently host guides will guide you on a hike or wildlife viewing, and they have lots of educational programs. One of the things I really love about this park is how there's a section of the park that has those shelters, and they are really, really nice to have when it's raining. We could have used that this weekend. Or when it's super hot and you want to have a little picnic outside with your family and you don't want a ton of bugs bothering you. This is the area that we stayed last time we were here. There's a pier that you can fish off of. The only reason I think that we probably didn't book this site is because the spots are a lot shorter, so if you have a longer rig, it's hard to fit in there. But it's more spread out, and there's a lot more tent sites over here, and you have an easier path to see the water. You don't have all the brush in your way. So I think that was why we booked on the other side, but I definitely want to come back here one day and stay on this side. Here is the area where you can launch your boat. We're going to come back and tour the lodge tomorrow. It looked like there was some kind of Boy Scout meeting going on. Let's take a look at their store. This store is surprisingly small, but yet they have pretty much everything you might need. If you forgot something or you need to pick up a souvenir, if you get the munchies, I was surprised they had quite a nice selection of Bluebell ice cream. They also carried chips, granola bars, beef jerky, and your basic essentials for s'mores. They had a nice selection of drinks and live bait. And I had to pick up a Huntsville State Park sticker to put on our camper. They also have a boathouse, and you can rent paddle boats and kayaks. And they have a really nice big day use area with a lot of picnic tables. So they have a roped off swimming area with a dock, but looking at all that algae and reading about the alligators, I'm not sure I would be letting my children in there anytime soon. Doesn't look like it's been swam in for quite some time. There's lots of picnic tables, there's some restrooms up there, and a little bench area where you can watch your kids if you're going to let them in that water. For dinner tonight, I wanted to make steaks, but I wanted to do it different. I didn't want to do it on the grill. I wanted to do it in the cast iron and do just like they do in the steakhouse. We're going to put butter, some olive oil, and then we're going to just season it a little bit with some basic ingredients like salt and pepper. And then we're going to add a little bit of roasted garlic powder and put in a couple of little sprigs of rosemary. We also threw in some minced garlic. We love our garlic. That smells real good, huh, Hazel? You waiting for Daddy to drop some steak? After we sauteed the asparagus and tomatoes in the steak juices with all the seasoning, it was amazing. When we woke up the next morning, it wasn't raining, so we decided to go for a walk and look around, and the first stop is the volleyball. Then we walked to a really neat little dock. It was still a little bit overcast, but we were able to see the sun peeking through the clouds. Next, we're going to drive over to that lodge that was real busy the other day. First stop, in front of the lodge, there's a neat little playground with a swing set for the kiddos. The Raven Hall is a group hall with a kitchen, and you can rent it for $500 a day. You get a $250 refundable deposit at check-in as long as you leave the place tidy when you leave and there's no damage. And it provides water, electricity. It's about 4,000 square feet. They've got restrooms, a kitchen, refrigerator, stove and oven, serving bar, and 100 chairs and 16 round tables. So this is not really meant to be slept in. I don't think it has bedrooms. I think it's more of a rental space for a special event. But as I look at the statistics of the state park, I think you can rent cabins here, but we didn't see that on this trip. I guess we drove past it. We like to make these sweet and savory waffles, and we're going to be using our apple fritter mix and the apple butter that we got on our recent trip to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. So we're going to just whip this up. I'm going to dice up an apple. I thought I'd use a green apple this time. We've got the fritter mix. Of course, you can use regular pancake and waffle mix too. I've got some sage sausage that I'm going to fry up. And then we have some fresh sage herbs, Parmesan cheese. Let's get started. After frying up the sausage, there wasn't a whole lot of fat in here, but I just took a napkin and just got up as much fat as I could. We don't follow any specific recipe, we just live on a wing and a prayer. So we just kind of measured out a little bit of the fritter mix, diced up a little bit of that apple and tossed that on in there. And then we added a little bit of melted butter, although I don't know why that was necessary to the ingredient. We put a little bit of water in there, gave it a good stir, added the sausage, gave that a good mix. Then we added the mozzarella cheese, as well as a little bit of fresh sage. Although there was sage in the sausage already, we just wanted to kick it up a notch. Next, we're going to go ahead and just grease the waffle iron and pour that batter on in there and just let it do its magic. After about 5 minutes, that green light came on and these waffles were perfect. We just added a little bit of the apple butter that we got at the Apple Barn in Pigeon Forge, and it was just top notch. Babe, so what'd you think of Huntsville State Park?
Well, I mean, it's a nice park. The only thing disappointing is we're really close to somebody and there's a whole lot of open spaces, but it's hard. Kelly likes to be on the water, but it's hard to tell by the maps what's actually close to water or not. I mean, there was bigger spaces wide open, you know, that we could have parked at and had a lot more privacy. But other than that, we didn't really do a whole lot because the weather didn't cooperate. It's beautiful this morning. Of course, we're on our way home.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
I also echo his sentiment. It's really hard when you're making a reservation at a park and you're looking at a map. It's kind of deceiving. You think you got a spot that's on water, but they don't show you where all the brush kind of blocks your view from the water, and you can actually be in a spot down the way that's not on the water, but you have a more clear view of the water. There were a lot of open spaces. There were a lot of tent campers here this weekend, but as far as the RV spots, there were a lot of open ones, and we just happened to get a spot next to the one other RV that's in the park. Yeah. But, I mean, they didn't bother us. I mean, they're friendly. Everybody here is real nice. Love the park host, the people at the front, the people in the little grocery store. Everybody's real nice here. Yeah, it was nice to just get out one more time before the Texas summer heat starts cranking into high gear. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.
All right.